Well, it's going to be our last lesson before going to the main topic, which is PRINCE2 Agile. Before that, there's something important about PRINCE2 we have to talk about. You very well know PRINCE2. We have a number of stages, we have processes, we have management products, roles and responsibilities. We have everything in PRINCE2. It's a great methodology, to be honest. It's unbelievable how great it is. There's one thing about PRINCE2 that people do not really understand. You know about that tailoring. Tailoring is very important, and that's the way we make PRINCE2 usable for our projects. It doesn't make sense to open the PRINCE2 manual and try to apply it line by line. You have to customize it for your own organization and for your own project in different ways. And unfortunately, this is not really clear in the PRINCE2 manual itself. We do have some explanations, but unfortunately, it's not enough. The only complete resource I know about that is this book about tailoring PRINCE2, which is very helpful. I really recommend reading it. It's not a large book, it's small, rather small. And if you are interested, I even suggest you order the book and read it before continuing this e-course, because actually everything we do in PRINCE2 Agile is just tailoring. What we want to do is to tailor PRINCE2, create a tailored version of PRINCE2 which is suitable for agile environments. So you should know how to tailor it. Of course, we will talk about tailoring a lot, as much as you need to know, but still, knowing more is always better. Something about tailoring is very important. I think many people don't understand this part properly. Tailoring is not about removing things from PRINCE2. We never remove things. When you remove something, the system won't be integrated and complete. It won't work. We never say that our organization is not ready for this part. I don't know, for example, to have checkpoint reports or to have stages or something, or to have clear roles and responsibilities. So in our project, in our company, we will remove it. That's tailoring. No, that is not tailoring. That's destroying the methodology. We never remove things. What we can do is simplifying everything. You might want to use PRINCE2 in an environment which is not mature enough. In that case, you can make everything as simple as possible. It's even mentioned in PRINCE2 manual itself. Something like checkpoint reports. It can be as simple as a telephone call. That's okay, you still have checkpoint reports. All you do is you mention it in your work packages that for this work package, the team manager has to call the project manager, for example, every other day at 10 in the morning and tell project manager about these 3 or 4 topics. That's all. 2 or 3 minutes of telephone call. That is your checkpoint report. But if you say that for this work package I don't need any checkpoint reports, or you say that in this project I don't want checkpoint reports, that's not really PRINCE2 anymore. So one of the things we do is to make things formal or informal. It is okay to make things informal in PRINCE2, of course, as long as your project allows. In some projects, we need to have a level of formality, especially when the project is complex and you have many different parties working on the same piece of work. But when you don't have it, when you find it suitable for your project, make it informal, make it simple. To be honest, I've never seen a single company that is using a good and effective project management system that is complex. All of them have really, really simple project management systems. Whenever you see a complex project management system, be sure that they don't use it properly. They are hiding something behind the complexity. So that's one thing, and even the amount of sophistication you have in your management products or anything else, it can be tailored as well. For example, take a look at the appendixes in PRINCE2 manual. For any management products, you have lots of items discussed there. There are the things that are common for that kind of documents, or better say, management product. Do you need to have all of them? It's up to you and your project. On the other hand, the formats. It's really nice that PRINCE2 doesn't call them documents, because they don't have to be documents. It's up to you again. As the example for checkpoint reports, they can be telephone calls, they can be presentations, they can be videos, anything you want, as long as it suits your project. So think about all of them. Don't follow the PRINCE2 manual like a robot. That never works. The other thing we do is to merge and split things. For example, we have 4 management strategies in PRINCE2. Do you need to have them separate? Maybe that's too much detail for your project. You can simply merge all of them into one and have only one document, if you wish, and call it management strategies or management plan, whatever you want. You can always rename elements of PRINCE2. That's also okay. Renaming is another thing. For example, what we usually do is that we rename the executive into sponsor, because people already have some roles in their companies called executive, and when we want to use that term inside the project, it might be confusing. So we rename it into sponsor, the same way we have, for example, in the PMBOK guide. That makes things easier. Or in some projects, they are used to say project charter instead of project brief. That's okay. Call it anything you want. Anything. That works. As long as you communicate it so that everyone knows what each element means, and more importantly, what's the purpose for that? For example, if you have something you call project charter, everyone should know why you need to have that so-called project charter. What's the purpose? How does it help your project? Otherwise, if you just create some concepts and ask people to create those documents and maintain those documents without knowing why they are doing so, they won't be motivated. You won't have their buy-in, and they don't do it properly. That's a fact. Merging and splitting. The other example is that you can merge your starting of a project process and initiating a project process. That's common when your project is not complex. And in PRINCE2 Agile especially, I think it's a good idea to merge the two of them, because the amount of upfront planning is much lower when you really want to be agile. On the other hand, you can split things. For example, you have one process called managing product delivery. And when you want to combine PRINCE2 with Agile, maybe you need to have more processes for delivery. In that case, that's okay. Split managing a product delivery into 2, 3, 4, 10 different processes. It's up to you. As long as you follow certain rules in PRINCE2. One rule is that we never tailor, we never change the 7 core principles. That's a rule. That's a rule for us. And well, I think that's all. So from this moment on, everything we have in this course is going to be about tailoring PRINCE2 for Agile delivery.